We are here, better late than never. Welcome back to the Coach's Huddle. It's your boy, the coach, where the field meets family. And I'm with my man, my right-hand man, my patient man, Jesse Naylor. How are you doing today, Jess?
Doing good, brother. Hey, little technical difficulties, nothing we can't get past. Let's have a great show, man.
Let's get into it. So, first things first, man, we got a couple of topics that we want to get into. I have some things that I also want to circle back to that occurred the last show, but first, let's get into first couple of things is number one. It's been reported that John Metchie, formerly of the Houston Texans, has been traded to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hmm.
And upon that news, we heard that the Niners were in contention to try to get John Metchie as well. First
Yeah.
off, I just want your first reaction to that, and what does that tell you as it stands with all of the injuries that we have coming up in the prior season?
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised with this. I mean, the 49ers were trying to go out and get a player that I think has some potential. John Metchie hasn't necessarily lived up to that potential. Good player coming out of Alabama, good prospect. Things just haven't really worked out there. They drafted two other receivers that have just kind of taken off. And then this offseason, they draft two more. It makes sense that the Texans would want to move on from him. But from the 49ers standpoint, this also says, like, hey, here's my hand. We don't have a good wide receiver room. We're worried about it. We need to bring in somebody from the outside. They're not necessarily comfortable bringing in maybe a seasoned veteran, what have you. John Mechie's a project, but a good one, somebody that they could work with for sure. And I also think that what it says is the 49ers are not necessarily all in on this year, because if you bring in a guy like John Mechie, as opposed to if they had gone out and got a Keenan Allen or a Mari Cooper or something like that, those guys are 1 year stopgaps. John Mitchie's a guy that you could try to develop, and maybe he can turn into something. And if he does, he could be a part of that future nucleus. So to me, they were saying, hey, right now, we are weak at the wide receiver position. Certainly, we all know that. But also, we're trying to get players that might be able to help our future as well, because that is probably more important than this individual season.
Yeah, and I agree with that as well. What it also shows is that I don't look at John Mechie as more of a project, and I can respect that, right? But I look at him as somebody that the Niners maybe were trying to come in and get a little bit of credit on the group project. He already
Mm.
has fought back from a lot of injuries, and it seemed as though that he was just turning on to being able to be viable as far as utilization is concerned. But as you said, he just got competitioned out, right? So there really wasn't a place for him there. I don't necessarily if John Mechie came here, he'd be getting on the field. I don't think that the Niners will be looking at him as somebody that would ease in. I think that they're looking for an early contributor. And speaking of that, let's get right into Brian Robinson, running back for the Washington Commanders. Where do you stand on that? Right now, there's been reports that he's on the trading block. The Commanders are definitely willing to move on from him. I kind of saw this. The writing was on the wall last year. Jaden Daniels was the leading rusher for the Washington Commanders last year. Brian Robinson is a tough runner. A couple of things I want to jut in a little bit before I just throw it to you. One thing about this is that I have been bullish on Patrick Taylor Jr. And one of the reasons why I've been bullish on Patrick Taylor Jr. is because after Jordan Mason left the building, he is hands down the toughest runner that we have. Now, does that mean that Patrick Taylor Jr. is somebody who I would love to choose as a running back? No, right? I don't think that Patrick Taylor Jr. is necessarily a good running back at all, honestly. But for what we have, that's just where we are. I believe that um, also we do a lot of letting go of players that shouldn't have walked out the door. And this is just another guy, again, in Jordan Mason, who walked out of the door. So for me, I just think the biggest thing right now would be kind of, I don't know, kind of patching that hole that we just put with not having really a tough runner. And I think Brian Robinson will be viable. What say you?
I've always liked Brian Robinson Jr. I mean, you got to remember, very similar to Ricky Pearsall. His rookie year, he got shot, was unable to play for a big portion of that. I think he was shot in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then but once he's played, he's been very productive, in my opinion. I don't know. Listen, I don't know Washington's running back depth that well, but I feel like he's still atop that depth chart, in my opinion. I don't know anybody on that roster that's better. Maybe they disagree. They just can't get a contract done, what have you. The problem is he's going to want a contract. And if that's the case, I don't know that the 49ers are going to be the team to give it to him. But as far as like just his fit and what the 49ers need, they don't have any running backs. They don't have any running backs. They absolutely could use a Brian Robinson Jr. And not only that, he fits the mold that you're talking about, the tough runner, the physical yards. He's actually I feel like a pretty underrated pass catcher as well. What's interesting about the running back position to me is that the biggest concern coming into this season was the health of CMC, and he's the only guy healthy.
Yeah.
Literally the only guy. Everybody else. Kiner's been injured. Patrick Taylor is injured.
Patrick Taylor Jr. is injured.
Garendo
is
James
down.
is injured.
Jordan James is down. Right now, there's three. I think there's three out of the 7 backs that we have. There's 3 healthy backs. It's Keyshawn Vaughn,
Buns,
ditto, CMC, and who you got? CMC and Juice.
I mean, if you're counting him as a running back, I guess I don't even know. I'm
Oh,
sure
no.
somebody.
Why is it
Abdullah?
No, the guy that our old guy that just came back from Miami.
Oh yeah, Jeff Wilson Jr.
Jeff Wilson Jr. Right.
Yeah.
So right now the running back room,
who's like 31,
and he lost a lot of weight. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, he doesn't even.
He looks very different.
Yeah,
he looks very different. Look, I'll tell you this right now. I am worried for not just. I think that coming into the season, it was the secondary. Then it got a little bit more acute. The safeties. No, it's really the safeties. And no, it's the secondary. It's the receivers. It's the running backs. Yeah, like it's
the offensive
it's
line.
The offensive line. It
might be the defensive line.
Yes. I almost want to kind of just break from the regular topics and ask you flat out, have your expectations changed? I want the smoke, because last week you and I had a discussion about the expectations of the team, and you said that they better make the playoffs. Full stop. The argument that I had was making the playoffs for everything entailed would be an accomplishment within of itself. Now that I've seen them for 2 preseason games, we've all seen them. 2 questions. Have your expectations changed? And do you agree with me from the last conversation that we had last week?
No and no. My expectations are not changing on this team. I'm sorry. I'm not giving this team, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, any leeway 9 years into this whole thing. At this point, you have as many losing seasons as you do winning seasons. You have a quarterback that you've deemed as your franchise guy. You're supposed to be the offensive genius, the guy who knows the most. You brought in arguably the best defensive coordinator. I mean, probably not, but top 3, top 5-ish.
He gets the bump for familiarity, of course.
Yeah, for sure. So when you add all those things together, I don't care. I mean, they cannot have a season where it's a losing season. You don't make the playoffs. You have 5 losing seasons in 9 years. It's just not acceptable. Absolutely not. No.
Jesse, the bottom half of this team isn't even like worthy to make an NFL 53. Like, just
sounds like a them problem.
At some point, you gotta be realistic. Well, let's not. That's a whole nother discussion. That is definitely on them. We will sit back and get our popcorn ready and watch them sort through all of this. This is all on them. I agree with that. What I'm saying is that pragmatism. You don't think that you need to just start looking at the season a little bit differently? I have them going 10-7. I'm changing that. I don't have them winning 10 games this year. Like, they're struggling. If you get Kyle to come out and actually say that we're going to look like a different team by week 12, he's basically coming out and saying it.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be on a hot seat. So he's trying to temper expectations.
So are you so is this the big gaslight? Are you gaslighting me because you know that this is going to get to inevitably what we want, which is, Kyle is on the hot seat? Or because if Kyle, this is the only reason, another reason why I'm bringing this up, not the only reason. Another reason why I have this stance is because I believe that Jed knows as well. And if Jed knows, then it doesn't matter if, you know what I mean? Like your expectations completely go out of the window if Jed is okay with this being a mulligan. Like with this being a down year.
That would be totally fine if that's what he really believes. Like, then sure. I mean, my whole thing is, I don't really care. I mean, Kyle's not my favorite guy. I mean,
Right.
he definitely annoys me with some of the training camp stuff and just the way he talks to the media and all that. But that doesn't mean that I don't think he's been a good coach. And he is a good coach. So they should be winning football games. And to me, when I look at it, you build the team, you have your head coach, your quarterback, your offensive line, your defensive line. But it starts with head coach and quarterback. And if you've got those in line, which I believe the 49ers do, or they believe they do, then there aren't any excuses. Like, this is, you can't pay a quarterback like this and just not make the playoffs for the second. Last year was their mulligan, coach. Last year was their mulligan. Because last year the expectations were you make it to this point. They fell well short of that. And so that was their get out of jail free card. So as far as what my expectations are, I'm not changing it. And I also look at it and say, the NFC is wide open. The 49ers are one of probably 12 teams that have a realistic chance to make the playoffs. They have to be in the hunt all season. Listen, if I'm not saying that there's nothing that can happen. But at this point, before any regular season snap has been played, I'm not changing the expectation for them. Now, if we get to the end of the season and they miss the playoffs because, Kittle's injured and Ayuk never comes back and CMC goes down, it's like, yeah, of course, they shouldn't have made the playoffs. But that doesn't mean my expectations now, before a regular season snap has been taken, is going to change.
No. All right. So, yeah. So basically, you're leaving room for crazy. You're basically saying, as far as all right, you know what? What's your record?
I think when I went through it, I had them at 11-6. And usually what I'll do is I'll say there's one game that I'll probably be completely wrong on, that they're going to lose. So 10-7. They have to win 10 games.
10 games.
Yep.
And you don't think that would be impressive where we are right now?
No, I don't. I think that'd be right where it should happen.
That's insane. You don't make. I'm not going to go as far as to say you don't make sense, but that is wild to me. That you can look at what we got right now for this team. We're top heavy as hell. We're young. We got 8 new starters on defense, possibly starting 5 rookies. We got a paper mache offensive line, and our starting receivers not coming back till week 6. I don't understand why you are not seeing how for them to win 10 games this year is going to be a lot. That's going to be impressive. I think that is. I mean, I think that's impressive, bro. I get it. I'm gonna move on because
I'm not budging.
You're dead legging me. You're dead legging me. I know. I can tell. That's why
I'm dug in on this one.
Yeah, you're dug in, and that's why I'm getting pissed off because I really want to mix it up with you because I'm stubborn as well. But we're gonna move on. Okay, we're gonna move on because I feel like this absolute this absoluteness from you, like this energy of like, well, yeah, that's just what it is. And it's like, I feel like you're being a little, but I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying?
All
right. So, all right.
Callie says mix it up.
All right. Yeah. Nah, we not because
he wants all this
because it's bullshit, bro. That's why. Like for me,
it's not bullshit.
It is. And because I don't
All right, listen,
understand.
let's
I
let's
feel
let's take a poll
you know
from
what?
the
I feel
chat.
like you're giving hold on, and we're gonna do that. That's much
Okay.
better.
Okay.
But I think that you are judging them off of like their record and what they've done in the past. So you're not looking at them now. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Uh,
like you're saying, oh, well, the context plays, they better win. And I get it. Like, you know, shoot, you went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You win 10 games, whatever. I get all of that. But I just think that if you're looking at the league changes so fast in a
oh, I
year,
agree with that.
you know,
Wholeheartedly.
yeah,
Listen,
like they're
I'm not
tired.
unreasonable. I'm not unreasonable to the fact that before last season started, I said this team's it's over. Like this run is done. And if they want to bounce back quickly, they're going to have to chop it down and come back at it. And that's what they've done. And I give them all the credit in the world for that. They really deserve all the credit for that. However, when the schedule comes out and it's as easy as it appears to be, and you hire a coach like Robert Saleh and you pay Brock Purdy, the expectations are the expectations. And here's another reason the expectations are the expectations. If I'm correct here, next year, the 49ers, it's not getting easier. Trent Williams and CMC very well could be off this team next year.
We don't have an O-line next year. I know that.
Right. And
Yeah.
on top of that, they play the AFC West and the NFC East. So if they don't figure it out this year, why would they figure it out next year? So then we're going to do another losing season. Then we have 3 losing. Like, at what point is enough enough?
It'll be Mr. Nasty time next year if we don't get it together. Because next year the season's going to be crazy. His schedule. All right, so let's put it to the chat then, and then we'll get to some supers.
Is Jesse off his rocker? That's the question.
No, it's not, because that's stop trying to bait. Yo, don't lead the witness. All right, we understand you're not off your rocker, but straight up, if the Niners win 10 games and go to, we're essentially saying 10 games will get them in the playoffs. Are we agreeing on that?
Yeah.
All right.
If they win 10 games and didn't make the playoffs, I wouldn't put that on them.
You want to be tight?
You did your job.
No. You didn't say that last week. You said they had to make the playoffs regardless. You did say
they won their 10 games. I would be fine with that.
Okay. Thank you. There we go. A little bit of grace from the Lord. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you. A little bit of grace. So, yes.
10 games is the expectation.
Okay. So, 10 games. If the Niners win less than 10 games, or if the Niners win 10 games, would you be impressed with that record?
Would you be impressed with 10 See, that's the word that I'm hung up on, is the No, I'm not impressed. That is the expectation. If they win 12 games, I'll be super impressed. If they won a playoff game,
what's wild is last week you said, when I said if they didn't make the playoffs and won 10 games, you said they had to make the playoffs.
Because my thing is that I look at I probably, but I'm also looking at 10 wins as like you're in the playoffs. Like, I look at the NFC, if you get 10 wins, you're in. So to me, you're in with 10 wins. And so if for some reason there were 7 teams that had more wins than them, it's like, well, what do you do? You know, I mean, 7 teams won 11 games this year. Okay. I mean, that's not realistic. Teams will probably get in at 9-8 potentially. So 10 wins should get them in. But if for some reason they had 10 wins and they didn't get in, I'd be like, yeah, you guys did your job.
I'm not mad at that. Jed York did say we don't hang NFC Championship banners. We hang Super Bowl banners.
It's true.
We out here talking about 10 games.
We don't hang any Super Bowl banners. It's been 30 years.
I said this about a year ago. We have been systematically like beaten down. Like, we're getting groomed into accepting mediocrity.
I know.
I will admit that much. I will say. However, I think that we're,
and you're like leading that bandwagon, like, guys,
dude, we're Middle Tennessee State right now.
So impressive.
That's who we are. We're mid. We're middle.
Did this, it would be so impressed.
We're middle.
Leading
we're
the
middle
groom train.
We're middle San Francisco Bay State right now. That's who we are. Like, we are mid, in the middle of the pack. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I see the injuries. I see how things happen, and what can go wrong will go wrong. So I'll leave it as that. And then on top of it, I hear about the easy. I hear about like the easy schedule stuff, but the the teams with the 3 easiest schedules last year still had the worst records in the league. So like that doesn't matter, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, because usually bad teams get those schedules is a lot of it. And yes, of course, from year to year, things do change. To your point, the NFL changes quickly. I'm on board with that. And sometimes that's a possibility.
Mhm.
But usually it's like, well, you're just a bad team and you're in purgatory. And so, yeah, you suck from year to year. And it doesn't matter who you play, you're still going to suck. So,
Respectfully. All right. Wow, blast from the motherfucking past.
dude, Brother Bob. Wow.
Brother
it's been a while.
Bob,
He's back. He
anti-Kyle
said he was
Levy.
coming back.
He did say he's coming back, man.
Yeah.
He's also got to change up that name. You got to, I get it, but Brother Bob, remember when Brother Bob used to switch his name every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Remember
yeah,
that?
every 2. Yeah.
You're kind
It
of
was on
getting stale,
rotation.
buddy. It's kind of, you got to give us a new name, man. You got 3 weeks until the season starts. My guy's
Coach
late as
says,
hell, and
You're
coach.
on the clock, brother. Let's go.
Yeah, you talk about I'm late as hell. You need to change that stale ass name, counselor, Esquire. Brother Bob also says you've been bullish because you're about that bullshit. Go have another baby. So got all day, every day, Kim. Maybe Kyle thinks Brock can carry the team. That's not a joke. That's not, you laughed, but that's not a joke. I will say the advantages of being able to be in camp and watch him at least practice for a while. The one time I've seen Brock and the reports that I've heard, he looks sharper. He looks more confident.
Really, yeah. Yep.
He looks poised. Leave room for a little bit of a bounce back from Brock. Put it like this. If Brock gives us 2023, not 1 yard, nothing more, nothing less. If Brock gives us 2023, we're winning those 10 games.
All right. Well, then there we go.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's up with you, man? What's this attitude? What's going on? What's going on?
No, I find it funny.
School bullshit. What's going on?
That I put a little pressure on the $55 million guy and the head coach. And then it's like, if Brock plays, I don't know, as good as what got him paid, then they should win 10 games. Like, yeah, you don't say. You've
got this real dubious shit-eating grin on like you're the only one on the inside joke. Like, you want to stream by yourself? What the hell's going on over here? What's going on? Because I'm picking it up. Like, all right, well, I know something you don't know. Like, what the hell are you talking about? What's going on? Like, I'm triggered as hell right now, bro. Like, I'm looking up and you're just like, I'm like, yeah, man, Brock can carry the team. And you're just like, yeah, keep it going, dumbass. Yeah, it's like this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, what are you doing right now, bro? I'm going to the chat.
I just felt like you were walking straight into the trap that I set about this team. It was so funny to me. I was like, yep. Tell me about it.
Cool. Yeah, because I saw that shit. You were just like, yeah, you dumbass. And I'm like, what the fuck what are you looking at me like that for? All right, let's go on to another super chat, bro. All right, so.
Oh my gosh.
Kenyon, what is that?
It's Gims.
Gims.
I don't know what's going on. YouTube is doing this thing where it's like putting email addresses out there instead of their actual names. Yeah, I mean, so anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, evening, fellas. Hope all is well. Much love, brother. All right, Brother Bob also says you don't want this smoke. We're going 5-12. And it don't feel like 5-12. That's a little disrespectful.
I agree.
Yeah, not 5-12. That's nuts. That's worse than last year. 5-12.
No,
I don't know how
that can't happen, right?
That cannot happen.
We agree
5-12.
Okay.
Listen, man, we get up here and have a good time. It's YouTube, right? Shits and gigs. But 5-12, bro, I would be scared to say what I need to say on stream. At 5-12, bro, I would be talking to Kyle like, dude, when you were kids and your brother or your sister or your cousin, like they did something like beyond the reg, like, and you're looking at them like, bro, give me a hug, man. Dad's on his way home from work. So what do you want to eat? You want something to eat? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you about to have your last meal, bro. You good? At 5-12, I'd be cool on Kyle. I'd be like, you know what, guys? Kyle was cool, man. Kyle's a good guy. But anyway, Brother Bob, just think we are super thin with depth. Could have used the 3 firsts and the third we used on Lance. Instead, we gave him to Harbaugh for free. Now, Trey Lance looks good. Trey Lance does. He looks consistent. I wouldn't go as far to say as he looks good. He's definitely, I think he won that job. I think he's going to be their number 2 guy over there for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
you know,
He just seems like a Harbaugh guy. Did you see the hat he was wearing?
no.
Bro,
What was he wearing?
You go through the supers. I'll find the hat.
All right,
It was a complete shot at the 49ers. I don't care what anybody says.
Was it? I gotta see the hat, bro.
Complete shot at the 49ers.
All right, Frisco Shields. He also, I'm gonna talk really slow because I want to be petty Betty right now.
Oh, I'll find
Frisco
it.
Shields.
Find it quick.
Jesse, you are judging the team. Are you judging the team or the Kyle John regime? That is a very good question. Are you judging the team? Because I'm judging the team. I'm judging the play. Thank you for the phone a friend. John Shields. I'm talking about the team as it's presently constructed. Are you talking about Kyle and John's regime? Or you as well? Are you talking about the team as well?
I'm definitely holding Kyle and John super responsible here. More so than I am the team. But I also look at it, and if I just go roster for roster, the back half of the NFC that is going to make the playoffs, like the final 3 teams, those rosters are not anything to write home about. The way that I see it is, you live in DC.
Yeah.
That roster that they went to the NFC Championship with,
it was okay.
At best, the offensive line had holes. The defensive line had holes. The whole defense had holes, in fact. The whole defense had holes.
Yeah.
The running backs weren't great. They had Terry McLaurin, a rookie quarter. I'm sorry.
But my pushback for that is the Commanders turned on with a little bit of competency, all right, with Adam Peters coming over there, a shot in the arm quarterback that nobody had film on, and everybody was it was a one-off every week with that kid. And on top of it, there was a down year last year. Last year was a down year. Like, honestly speaking, we shouldn't even won the 6 games we won last year, to be real with you. Last year was not a good competitive year across the league. Like, honestly, like, I don't want to take anything away from the Eagles, right? But that wasn't a good Super Bowl. Like, the Chiefs weren't good. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like hitting on all cylinders. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a game.
Same team that beat the 49ers, but
Yeah, I mean, we were cheeks. We were ass. You know what I mean? So answer the freaking question, because I like this. I feel like this one cornered you a little bit. Are you judging the team or the Kyle John regime?
The accountability is 100% on Kyle and John. I do think the roster is good enough to compete for a playoff spot. I do. But if I'm just going, hey, all out the accountability, it's on John and Kyle. So he's fair. That's a fair thing to say.
Jewish guy, Jesse is the new Shania Twain. Nothing impresses.
Hey, I can't sing though. Coach can sing.
Twain. Yeah, I'm smiling through a Shania Twain joke. Dangerous Dave 23. Leave Montana tomorrow for road trip to Florida.
Hey, I think he's moving here.
Are you going to move to Florida?
I think he's moving.
Answer us, Dave.
Yeah.
Dangerous Dave, taking long way to see Grants first, then Jesse.
I think he's moving here. I'm pretty sure.
That'd be awesome if you moved down to Florida. You want to turn into a Florida man. Dangerous Dave, Brother Bob out here killing it for everyone.
I feel like Dave could be a Florida man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The truck, the off-roading. Get him down here. All he needs is the tan, and he people will never know the difference. He could say he lived there. He was born there. Brother Bob, anti-Kyle Levy, says, Dave, what's up, man? Yeah, what's up with Jesse's attitude? Yeah, bro, big time in me. Dangerous Dave 23. Jesse has a lot of my thoughts too, so I'm good. That's true. All day, every day. Kim, Trey looks better than Brock. 100. You're smoking.
Chill.
You're smoking. Don't do that.
Too much.
That's too much.
We're in a preseason game. Come on.
Come on, man. Come on. Dangerous Dave 23. I keep flopping, but 8 and 9 this year. Fire Lau. Yeah.
Okay, I found the hat.
All right. I got
After the
one more.
game.
I got one more
Yeah, go ahead.
super. And Sofa Potato 88, new fan of the 49ers, went to Bucks games, Brock first start, hooked, draft O-line, and we're good next year. Watching as a casual fan this season, just want good games.
It's
Dude,
fair.
stay right where you are. Don't get in the mix with us.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, you
Don't do
wanna
it,
that.
Sofa. Just
It's not worth it.
casual, watch a good game or two, come in here, put it. You know you're almost a little too far gone because you're super chatting. So
Yeah, yeah.
you don't
You're
know
one
yet.
toe in, one toe out. I mean,
Yeah.
you might want to chill out. You're just
Yeah,
dipping the toe in the pool. You might want to.
Sofa, it's a drug. I'm just telling you. So, do you got the hat?
Oh yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah, I want to see this.
A big grin on his face too, and the hat says, "Can't believe you doubted me."
No.
Yes.
The hat says that.
You can't believe you doubted me. Yep. That's a shot. That's a shot. I don't care what anybody says. That's a shot.
It's a little corny though because he hasn't made it yet.
I know, but
yeah.
I mean, he only is. I hope his story comes out one day.
Yeah, he's got. You know what? I hope his story comes out. If he succeeds, we're going to look so bad if he succeeds. If the story comes out about how he was treated when he was here, we are not going to look good. Dangerous Dave 23. Yes, I'm moving to Jesse's backyard on the way soon. That's awesome.
See? Yeah.
You got, what's this? You got Florida telepathy? What's going on with you guys? How'd you know that he was going to move here?
He had reached out. He had reached out and asked questions about it. So I figured that was what was going on.
Awesome. Let's move into an actual topic. So, all right. So, one thing, the Niners just walked out of this game with the Raiders, and just give me your 3 biggest takeaways from the Raiders game. What did you see? What jumped out to you? Good, bad, ugly. What was just your overall takeaways?
I think, well, we talked about Purdy.
Right.
And to me, there's a baseline that Purdy brings to his game that you can always count on. And that definitely stood out to me alongside, I'll just keep this as like one together point. That alongside with the Ricky Pearsall 3 catches, like it was clear he was trying to make a point to get on the same page as him, because we've heard some reports that in practice they haven't been on the same page necessarily. And then he said something about the route running of Ricky Pearsall, I forget how he explained it, but it was basically saying like, dude's not in the right spot at the right time. So, he's a little herky jerky or whatever, but clearly they've been working on that. And then they brought that to the game. So they need that tandem to work well together this year, because we know the 49ers situation when it comes to injuries at the wide receiver position and beyond. Then that brings me to my next point. These injuries are getting bad to the point where nothing is season ending, but everything that happened in this game is like, well, it's a few weeks. Well, I look at a guy like Dominic Pooney. He's a must for the 49ers. They cannot lose Dominic Pooney. He is going to be right up against the clock of playing week 1. That is absolutely massive. Then you add in the running back injuries with Kiner and Taylor. This is why the Brian Robinson Jr. thing might make a lot of sense. And then the last thing is, man, I don't know that we can trust that Diamador Lenore is just a good corner on the outside.
Talk about it.
Playing outside versus playing inside are 2 completely different things. All right. Last year, 565 snaps from slot corner, only 187 snaps on the outside. This is his first year coming in as the leader in that cornerback room. He's now the guy. Ward is gone, and he's not switching positions, but where he's going to play on the field. Just because you're good in one area doesn't mean that you're good in the other. Not all those guys can make that transition. Yeah, sure, he did it sparingly, but when I see that, and then I add in the fact that at joint practices, he was getting cooked by guys that were not named receivers, and then in the game, it happens again with the rookie, and then he gets ran smooth over by Ashton Genty. Like, he wasn't even in the way. The way that he's talked trash this offseason, that, in my opinion, cannot happen. So I've got an eye on Deommodore Lenoir. I know he's a good player. That is not the question. I know he's a good player when he's playing nickel corner or the slot corner position. Is he good if he's on the outside? He better be, because if not, this defense is in real trouble.
I agree. I think that Demo look, Demo deserves his money. Played himself into a great position on the team. But he's got a long way to go to be the man. As far as being that number one X getter, that boundary corner. And right about now, there really is nobody left. He's got no safety net. That's the biggest thing about the Deommodore Lenoir situation is that if he struggles, we're just gonna have to watch him struggle because there's nobody else. That's it.
Yeah.
Right now, our depth is like remarkably strained. I will say, as far as DBs are concerned, there is something that I want to get into, and that's Chase Lucas. Now, I've been talking about Chase Lucas just
It's
from
good.
being in a vacuum, right?
Mhm.
And he is good, but he's been in the league. He's 28 years old. All right. He's been in the league for about 7 years.
I
And
think he's 26. Are you sure he's that old?
he's 28.4 years old.
No way, dude. That's
According to
crazy. Oh
PFF,
my gosh.
he's 28 years old, man.
Wow. I thought
He
he
is
was only
not
like
as young.
26. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because I think I got corrected about that one time. Like, dude, he's 28.
Oh,
And
dang.
he's already been cut twice. From my position, I understand that right now we're trying our best to figure out what the cuts are coming up because it's about time, right? What do we got? Like 3 more practices, they play, and then cuts are coming right up after that. So they're all but here. I was bullish on him making the team, but what do you think about about him not making it and actually making sure that Jacob Robinson makes the team? As far as secondary is concerned, and I hate to like kind of go off on a take the show in another direction, but as far as secondary is concerned, there's Deommodore Lenoir, Trey Brown, Renardo Green, Siren Neal, Upton Stout, Jacob Robinson, Fabian Moreau, Darrell Luter Jr., Dallas Flowers, Trey Tomlinson, and Chase Lucas. Of the guys that we know are going to make it, Renardo Green, Deommodore Lenoir, Upton Stout. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go Jacob Robinson,
Okay.
Darrell Luter Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. I'm taking 5 corners.
I'm trying to remember how many they kept last year. That's important. That's an important answer here. So,
I can find that out while you think about it.
because if it's 5, I think it's 6. I want to say they keep 6.
6 corners.
Yeah. So if that's the case, if it's 6, then who's the 6th?
If it's 6, dude, if you're following the money, it's Siren Neal. They gave Siren Neal like $4 million, like $3 million, bro. They're gonna play. Siren Neal's gonna make the team. Even though I haven't heard his name at all, he's gonna make the team.
Special teams stuff.
Darrell Luter has
Then
done enough
Luter's
to
got to
make the
go.
team. I think he's
Luter's
done
got to
enough to
go.
make the team. He's done
Maybe.
enough. They like him. He's a
This
long
is tough.
guy. He actually had 2 good games back to back.
Okay, let me ask you this then. So the case not for Lucas, because just based off of play, he's certainly earned it. However, the case to not go Lucas is that if Upton Stout went down, technically, we just talked about Deommodore Lenoir and his little Swiss Army knife type of play.
Mm-hmm.
He could go inside, right? So you technically already have a second nickel corner if need be. Like if everything went bad and you only had outside guys, Demo can play that nickel corner spot, that slot corner. So that actually in an odd way might hurt Lucas from being kept.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Chase Lucas is going to make the team.
I
I
don't think it
realize how
is
old
either. I
yeah,
think
I
off of
realize
how
how
he's played, though, he should.
um but this is okay, so look at it this way. You can't look at, and I'm not saying you, but
Yeah.
hypothetically, you can't look at training camp and making a team like it's American Idol, right?
No,
Like you can't,
yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? You can't. Kelly Clarkson can't win because she sung the hell out of RESPCT by Aretha Franklin. Like you got to look at it for the career, for the long haul, right? So it's
Mhm.
like I understand what Chase Lucas is doing, but he's doing this shit in auditions. And at 28 years old, I have a completely different synopsis about what I feel like he would be as far as an addition to the team during the season, right? Versus, are we watching just a guy who really knows how to get through a training camp, right? Are we watching a guy that really knows just how to play hard, play to the echo of the whistle, preseason game? All of these young cats and these journeymen, they've never played to the real speed of the NFL. So I can be punchy. I can get in there first. I mean, I hate to do this to him, but is Chase Lucas a scout team All American?
He might. I mean, he definitely could be. I mean, there's no proof that he's a player in this league. That's for sure.
Right.
To your
Mm-hmm.
point, he's been in it for a while. So no, I mean, I don't think that you're way off base with that. Certainly, he's a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans do kind of know some tricks of the trade a little bit. But I will say, from what we've heard in camp, is he also plays with a lot of swag. He talks a lot of trash,
Mm-hmm.
and the guys rally around him. They really do like him. And then he shows up and backs that up. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the way that I see it too is sometimes it's not even about the best players. It's about who you can and who you can't sneak onto a practice squad.
Mm.
Right. So if we look at
I
it and
like that point.
say, Darrell Luter Jr. potentially, who has been in the league 3 years, has gotten hurt. Maybe they look at it and say, well, Lucas has played so well that we feel like it doesn't have to be Luter. It could be anybody. We feel like we can sink this guy out of the practice squad and keep him. There is a lot of that goes on where guys are not kept because they feel like they can re-sign him and put him on a practice squad or what have you. So there that
If we're looking
plays.
at that, then Chase Lucas is a prime candidate for that.
Yeah.
Like he's been cut twice. If somebody really wanted to keep him, we wouldn't have been able to get him. We scooped him up, right? So for me, I just think that there's just one guy that I don't want to get lost in that I don't want to get lost in the wash, and that's Jacob Robinson. I
Yeah.
think he's young. We spent capital on him. I don't want him to. I think that Jacob Robinson should get the Darrell Luter Jr. treatment. How they just kind of put him on ice, believed in his skill set, and kind of like if and when. So yeah, we'll see about that. As far as some other call outs for me, Nick Martin, way different game than he had against Denver. And what I loved about it is that even the game that he had against Denver, he still had like a good game as far as like he was at the spot. Sometimes you got to get to the front row. You got to be the first person to get told no if you're second, right? And I feel like a lot of Nick Martin's gameplay was him getting there but not actually getting home. This game, 6 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, and a QB hit. What do you got to say about Nick Martin coming up? I mean, are we starting to see a path for him on the field? I guess that's the real question. Before we saw, hey, special teams guy, a little bit of a liability as far as just missing tackles. You can't Olay in the open field. But for the first time, I see exactly what they want him to do on chasing down those backside stretches, being able to go sideline to sideline. And they don't use 3 linebackers a lot. Is there a path for him to actually get on the field with this starting defense?
I think it's going to take an injury for him to get a chance. I just think
Mhm.
right now it's clear to me that Winters and Bethune are definitely better players. I think after that, you could probably have the argument. And, roster politics, he was drafted in the 3rd round. They do like him a lot. Maybe he starts to show some things in practice. I mean, listen, it's not like I'm just sold on Winters and Bethune. Like, they easily could fall off and lose that position through practice and gameplay and what have you. But I think it's most likely through injury. I just look at Martin, and to me, I think he can be a good player. I do. But I think he might need
A
a
year?
majority of this season to get there. Yeah.
Okay.
Winters needed it. There's no shame in that. Winters
Yeah.
needed it. And Winters isn't a finished product by
I
any
was
means,
just
but
about to say that.
but
Like,
but completely where he was his rookie year, dude, he did not there's no way. There's no way. So what he is now is completely different, in my opinion.
all right, okay, because I was just about to say that, like, D Winters, in my opinion, he has not necessarily made the full jump. That, like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, D is here. We can kind of trust him now, right? And
Yeah, I
and what's
agree.
kind of sucks for him is that there's been some dogs to come before him that we've seen make that jump. So we know what it looks like. Like, we know what Aziz Al-Shair looked like coming in here, where it was like, nah, he's gonna make the team, right? Like, Aziz Al-Shair got here with 10 linebackers on the roster during camp, and he was an undrafted rookie
Yeah.
free agent and actually made his way through the mud. I mean, he Andy Dufresne that shit, like, made it through, dude. So for me, I just think that D Winters has a tougher hill to climb. And I don't think he's necessarily there yet. In the run game against the Raiders, he didn't look good. I gotta be there. There were a lot of plays that he left out there. He wasn't playing with blurred vision, wasn't getting downhill. So there's some things about D Winters that we're gonna have to see play out in real time. One thing that I also would like to get to is
I just think that Nick Martin has some of the same issues that Winters has, and he's just not. He's only been there, it's his rookie year versus Winters is in year 3. So it's like, yeah, if they
right.
have the same issues, essentially, Winters is at least a little bit more. I think Winters brings something though in the pass game that I don't know that Martin brings quite yet.
Mhm.
Um, Martin, do think is maybe a little bit better in the run fits, but he does miss tackles. I mean, I think he had a couple last game. I don't know if they count in the box score, but he definitely was there to make a play and didn't. So
Yeah, I get it. All right, so let's get to it, man. Speaking of trades, what we doing with Jair Brown, man? Jair Brown, yeah, bruh. Come on, let's get to it, bruh. What are we doing with Jair Brown? Are we gonna make this the last topic of the show?
um he's got to make this team.
I say trade him. If you're ever gonna get any worth out of him,
I
now
don't
would
know
be
that
the
you
time.
are. I don't know that you are,
He's a
man. I don't.
third round pick. All right. Nobody really knows he's mid yet. This is like right before everybody finds out he's mid. We could get a package for him. We could trade him to the Jets. Wilkes is over there.
Yeah,
Wilkes loves
maybe.
him.
I
And we
know.
could take and give us the running back.
Yeah, right. We'd have to give up something nice for that to get Brees Hall back. Are you kidding me?
Jawan Jennings.
Shit, take them both. Go ahead. Give me
Jawan
Brees.
Jennings and Jair Brown for Brees Hall. I'd do it.
I would too, in a heartbeat. I would
I'd
do it
do
in a
that.
heartbeat. Jair, I will say the Brock Bowers play was very unfortunate because Brock Bowers is just a beast. He did the same thing to Demo in practice, by the way. We saw that one all over the place. So he just
It's
high
crazy
pointed that
play.
ball and took it from him, man. He's good. But overall, Jair Brown just doesn't. Wilkes
He's
got the best out of him.
regressed. He has
He has
regressed.
regressed. Yeah, he has regressed. That much is clear.
The only thing that's saving him right now is that the
Mustafa's hurt.
investment, huh?
That Mustafa's hurt to not take up a
Mustafa's
roster
hurt.
spot.
Exactly. So he's not taking up a roster spot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, the investment in him right now, we're thin as hell over there.
Yeah. I
So
know.
look, It's been wild, man, but you know, we'll see exactly how we're going to bear out with him. What do you got coming up for the end of the week, man? For the rest of the week?
I got a bunch of hosting spots over on Roundtable Sports Network, so check those out. And then Wednesday, for sure, I go on with Sunil. We'll see what happens the rest of the week.
100%, man. Let's get these last couple of super chats out of the way. Dangerous Dave, yes, I'm moving. Yep, we already got that. And let's get over here. Brother Bob, better keep Lucas, period. You tripping, cuz. Bro, you ain't even back yet over here making demands. Get back, get consistent first. Okay. All right. And Nick Martin had 2 wins in Vegas, 2. All right, I'm gonna stop this right now. I'm noticing a trend. Brother Bob, you are old. Stop calling me cuz. Stop calling me cuz. You ain't a gangbanger. You're not young. You're not hip. I already feel it coming. Stop with this shit right now, Brother Bob. All right? It's cringeworthy. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment saying cuz for you on Snapchats or I'm on super chats. All right? And it's a little stereotypical. All right? Don't have me out here reading Ebonics out here. You got me looking crazy. Look, man, this is the last. Hey, we out of here, bro. This is the coach. This is Jesse. Stay low and keep your feet moving, man. We out of here. Talk to you. Peace.